Lead the Way, a podcast for school leaders with author, speaker, and educator, Dr. Bill Ziegler.
It's so good to be here with JoVon Rogers, an elementary school principal in Fairfax County, Virginia. JoVon, it's great to have you on Lead the Way.
I'm happy to be here. Thank you.
You do a lot of great things about developing teacher leaders in your school. Why don't you tell us some of the things that you do develop teacher leaders?
Sure. So for me, this is critical work. As a former instructional coach, I know the power of teacher leaders and how they could impact the school. And I really need teacher leaders in my building because I'm a school of about 40% poverty, and yet I'm not Title I. I don't receive additional resources like many of the schools in my district. I receive one reading specialist, and I have about 540 students, about 53 staff members. And so I need to have teacher leaders who can help build the capacity in themselves so they can also build the capacity in one another. So my assistant principal and I are both actually former instructional coaches, and we have bi-monthly meetings with our leadership team, and then we have quarterly meetings with our what we call team leaders or team facilitators. And so we develop a curriculum for them to help them with their facilitation skills, their conflict resolution skills, create things as simple as creating effective agendas, how to manage the stress on their teams. And so they, in turn, are able to lead their collaborative learning teams each week in a very efficient and effective way. As a result, we see a surge in student success because there's opportunity for a lot of discourse and conversations about best instructional practices in an environment that is very inclusive and very trusting.
I love how you talked about you developed a curriculum, so you didn't just send them out, you prepared them and you teach them, but you also talked about building a trusting environment. What's that look like? How does a school leader go about doing that?
I think you have to be a person of your words. So first of all, I'm a servant leader. And so all of my leaders in my school and all of my teachers know that I won't ask any of them to do anything that I'm not willing to do myself. I'm always willing to roll up my sleeves. And so while I ask a lot of my staff members, I'm always there to support them in whatever it is that they need. So while, it is hard work, I think they see me working alongside them and they trust that I want what's best for kids the same way they do. And so they're willing to do that work with me.
That is so powerful. That servant leadership piece. And if you're giving a message out to school leaders, what would it be on how to develop servant leadership in their learning?
Don't take yourself so seriously. Nothing is too good for the leader to do. I mean, if you really want students to be successful, if you want your staff to be successful, then you have to be willing to do whatever that takes to be able to support them in those endeavors. And if that means going in to help them teach a class, so be it. If it means putting up a bulletin board for them so that they can get work done, then so be it. I think that you just have to really be a part of the team and not necessarily the person who's managing the team all the time.
That's really good. And think about what's one word you would share with our listeners about preparing teacher leaders. What's that look like? One word to summarize that whole thing.
I guess be an influencer.
Why influencer?
Because if you can influence people to be great by your actions, then it just makes your job so much easier.
That is such a great lesson for all of us. Thank you so much for being on Lead the Way. We appreciate what you're doing for school leaders. You're doing some great work with NASSP, aspiring principals, and with the Building Ranks program. Thank you so much for your leadership.
Thank you, Bill. I appreciate it.
You've been listening to Dr. Bill Ziegler with Lead the Way. If you'd like information about Bill's book, Future Focused Leaders, go to chaselearning.org. That's chaselearning.org. This has been a presentation of Lead the Way with Dr. Bill Ziegler.